For the longest time, my trading looked like this. I would wake up, open my phone, and watch other traders. Another guy winning screenshot, another guy posting 10k a day profits, another guru setup that I would save and will actually never use it in the future. I was spending more time watching other people trade than I was actually trading myself. I kept telling that this was the research that I was learning, but if I'm honest, my account barely got touched. I'd become a spectator of the game that I was supposed to be playing myself. They say you are what you consume, and back then I was consuming tons of information videos from other traders. And what did that did to me actually? Because actually it was not the profitable one. It wasn't until I stopped watching other traders and actually started executing on my own plan and started trading myself. That is when everything changed. And that shift, how it happened, what I actually did, is exactly what I want to walk you through in this video. Here's the thing, I was not chasing anything crazy. All I wanted was to become a profitable trader who wins 1 to 2 trades a day, makes an extra couple of $100 a week from trading to support his life. That was it. That was the whole dream. No Lambo, not a private jet, not quitting everything to make 10 grand a day like the guys on my screen. Just a simple, quiet edge. 1 or 2 clean trades, a few $100 a week, and a little more freedom in my life. If you're being honest with yourself, I think that's what most of you actually want too. Not the fantasy, just a consistency. But wanting that simple thing and actually getting it, those turned out to be 2 completely different worlds. Because instead of getting there, I was stuck in the cycle of learning and consuming an infinite amount of knowledge from other traders. And here's the part that's hard to admit. Every time I took a trade and lost, I never looked for the solution inside myself. I only looked for external validation, watching more videos, buying more courses, more content, more gurus, more this indicator is gonna change my life. A loss would hit, and instead of sitting with my own trade and asking, what did I do wrong here? I go straight back to the YouTube. I tell myself if the answer that the answer must be out there in one more video, one more strategy, one more course I hadn't bought yet. The market was not the problem in my head. My lack of information was. So I consumed more and nothing changed. I was treating the market like a test I could pass by studying harder, when the trading was never that kind of a test. And that cycle did something to me. I was deeply frustrated and insecure about the decisions I made. Every trade came with a little voice. Are you sure? And the other guy said the opposite. Maybe you don't actually know what you're doing. I never took my own experience as an authoritative source of knowledge. Somebody on the internet always knew better than me in my own head. And so, no matter how much experience I got, I felt like an imposter. Years in, thousands of trades in, and still, I felt like a fraud who was one bad week away from being exposed. Think about that, how backwards that is. I had the screen time, I had the losses from which I could learn from, I had real experience. And I trusted a stranger with a ring light over myself every single time. And here's the frustrating part. Nothing I learned was working for me fully. I felt like I was just about to become a profitable trader and then I would fail right back. So close, I could taste it, then straight back to square one, over and over again. And that moment, that's when it finally clicked for me. I realized that the methods were not the problem. The strategies I'd learned were not broken. Any method you learn online needs to be tuned exactly right for your own needs to work perfectly. Think about it like a jacket. None of the jackets fits you right away off the rack. It needs to be tailored to your specific shape, to have the best form. A strategy is the exact same thing. You can buy the best jacket in the world, the exact one that looks perfect on the guy in the video, and it still hang wrong on you until it's tailored to you. I kept buying new jackets thinking the last one was defective, when really I just never tailored a single one to fit me. But I didn't figure that out on my own. I needed somebody to point it out. One day, after failing yet another funded challenge, I was having a conversation with one of my trading buddies, who was kind of a mentor to me as well. And I will never forget this moment. I was venting to him doing my usual thing. Maybe my strategy is broken. Maybe I needed to learn X. Maybe it's my entries. And he just cut me off. He told me to open my trading account and he started reviewing my trades together with me. No talking theory, not sending me another video, just show me your actual trades. Let's look at them. And I remember feeling almost embarrassed because in years of consuming, buying courses and watching gurus, not one time I had actually sat down and honestly reviewed my own trades with someone who knew what they were looking at. I would look everywhere except the one place the answers was hiding. And what we found was not what I expected. The concrete problem I had was not that my strategy was unprofitable. The strategy was fine. The problem was that my eyes had been blinded by all the videos and gurus I watched online. The ones that making huge profits in a day, huge profits per trade. All those screenshots, all those 10K days. So without even realizing it, I would started subconsciously chasing those big wins too. Every trade in the back of my mind, I wanted to be the one. That one trade, the monster winner I could screenshot. I was following my strategy to get in, and then throwing it out of the window on the way out, holding for a fantasy number. Because that's what I trained my brain to want by watching those videos all day long. I had become greedy, not because I'm a greedy person, but because I'd spent years marinating in other people's highlights, hindsight reels, And it rewired what I thought a good trade was supposed to look like. Then we actually looked at the numbers, and this is the part that genuinely changed my life. We saw that the majority of my trades went 20, 30 pips into profit before reversing back and hitting my stop loss. Let that sink in, because it wrecked me at that time. 40%, when I pulled up my history, about 40% of my losses went straight to the stop. No real reactions, just wrong. Fine, that happens. But the other 60% of my trades, 60% guys, they were in a good profit first, real profit. And I gave every single one of them back. And then some, because I was holding out for the big number. If I just closed those on time, I would have been a mega profitable trader already. The winning trades were there. I was turning them into losses with my own hands. So I changed one thing. I changed the way I took my profits. And I became profitable almost overnight. And here's the actual mechanical fix. So this is not just a theory. Because I know you want the how also. The reason I was greedy is I had no rule for taking profits. I set targets based on how I felt, just give me a little more. That's not a system, that's a wish. So I built a mechanical rule for it, and it's stupidly simple. You use the average true range, the ATR indicator. It just tells you how many pips price moves on average. So you have to take your profit in half of that number. That's it. You take the ATR on your time frame based on the trader you are. Day trader reads it on the daily time frame. And let's say the ATR on the pair you trade, let's say this is Euro USD, it's a 70 pips. Your take profit should be maximum 35 pips, no more. No feelings, no just little more. A number that market gives you cut in half. The moment I stopped asking the market for a fantasy and started taking the profit the statistics said was actually there, the whole game flipped for me. Now, I would be lying to you if I said that was the end of it. Roll credits, profitable forever. Because of the course, this process was not that easy. The old habits, the FOMO, the greed, they took over me for a long time after that. Knowing the rule and following the rule are two different animals. I'd have a great week running my ATR take profit discipline, clean, and then I'd see one of those 10k days videos, or I would watch a trade run past my target, and that old voice would come back. You're learning money, you're leaving money on the table. Just these ones. Hold it, please. And I break my own rule and give it all back. Again, the rewiring took months. The rules changed my results overnight. Unlearning the identity that the consuming had built into me, that took a lot longer. But every time I followed the rule instead of just the feeling, the grip loosened a little bit. And slowly by overcoming those, it added up to something I genuinely didn't think was possible for me. I became a 6-figure funded trader, I reinvested my trading profits, and finally left my job as an auditor. The couple of hundreds a week dream I told you about at the start, it quietly grew past that. Not because I chased bigger, but because I stopped chasing bigger. That's the irony that still gets me. The moment I let go of the big wins I'd be trained to want, the actual money showed up. But if you take one thing from all of it, from everything I just told you, let it be this. Most of the time, the answers to your problems are already right inside you. Not in the next video, not in the next course, not in the guru's setup. Inside your own account, your own trades, your own experience. Now, I want to be honest and balanced about this because it's not the whole story. You do first need a mentor, someone to learn the proven path from. I'm not going to pretend I bootstrapped this alone in a cave. I needed my body to sit with me down and show me what I couldn't see. That part matters. You need the map. But after that, to actually become a profitable trader, you have to look right inside you. The map gets you to the right country. Tailoring it to you, reviewing your own trades, trusting your own experience, that's what gets you home. I spent years as a spectator of everyone else's trading because I was too insecure to look at my own. The day I finally did, everything changed. So stop watching, start reviewing. The trader you're looking for on your screen has been sitting in your own account the whole time. Now, I could have ended this video right there on this one mindset, looking inside yourself. And a lot of trading videos would. But I don't want you to leave with just a feeling, because a feeling is not a plan. When my mentor sat down with me, he didn't just tell me to believe in myself. He gave me something concrete to actually run. So let me do the same for you. Let me show you the exact mechanical strategy I trade now, the only one that finally let me stop watching and start doing. ARB. It is called ARB strategy. And once you see it, you will understand why I stopped trading the way everyone online told me to. So here's where it starts. Stop trading the orb, the opening range breakout. There's a better alternative that fixes every problem it has. And look, I'm not here to trash the orb. The opening range breakout is one of the most hyped strategies right now, and for good reason. It works. The concept is genuinely solid, but it has one major drawback that most traders will never talk about. And it's just the exact kind of thing I would have completely missed back when I was just consuming. Because nobody making those hype videos ever mentions it. Here's the thing. The core concept behind the orb is solid. It's rule-based, mechanical, and clean. That's why I liked it in the first place. But the way most traders execute it comes with the two hidden costs that quietly makes it unsustainable as a long run approach. Not on day one. On day one it is exciting, but over weeks and months, these two costs slowly grind you down. And once you understand what those costs are, the better alternative becomes immediately obvious. So let me show you the biggest one. Here's the first hidden cost, and it is still a big one. Because the orb is a scalping strategy, you're operating on the 1 minute chart during one of those most volatile periods of the entire trading day. Think about that actually means for your day. Hours of intense screen time, constant decision making under pressure, an enormous amount of mental energy. All span on window that lasts barely 30 minutes. And if you watched my whole story up to this point, you already know why this one hit me personally. This is the exact kind of thing that burns a trader out. You sit there glued to a 1 minute time frame chart, heart pounding, making split-second calls at the most chaotic moment of the day, and your mental battery is empty before your edge even gets a chance to play out. Most traders burn out before their edge even has a chance to work. There has to be a better way, and there is. So here's the fix. Here's where to start. The ARB takes the exact same core principle as the orb, but applies them on the 15-minute time frame, using the first 4 hours of the Tokyo session as the reference point. Same idea, same DNA, same rule-based logic, same mechanical breakout concept. Nothing about why it works changes. But here's what changes for you. Instead of scalping a 15-minute candle on the 1 minute chart, you're day trading 4-hour range on the 15-minute chart. And that one shift gives you far less screen time, far less mental fatigue, and far more clarity on every single setup. Same edge, none of that burnt out. That's where the whole trade you're making, and it's a good one. Now let me show you why this works so well, because the timing behind it is beautiful. Here's the logic, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. The Asian session is the quietest period of the entire trading day. During those 4 hours, price consolidates and it ranges. It builds up liquidity with almost no institutional participation. Nobody big is playing yet. The market is basically asleep, coiling up. Then the London opens and everything changes. The institutional volume floods in, the volatility explodes, and the price breaks out of the range it spent all night quietly building up. So think about what that means. By marking up the first 4 hours of the Tokyo sessions, you're positioning yourself perfectly to catch that explosive move the exact moment it begins. You did your work while the market slept. Now you just wait for the wave instead of chasing every ripple on 1 minute chart. So here's exactly how you set it up. And it's simple. Every morning before the London session opens, use the sessions indicator to identify the first 4 hours of the Tokyo session. Draw the high and the low of the price action inside that window. That's it. That range is your reference point for the entire trading day. And now everything becomes clear. Everything that happens inside that range is just consolidation, noise. Ignore it. Everything that breaks out of that range during the London or New York is your potential trade. No guessing. You've defined it the whole day with 2 lines. And now here's how you actually take a trade. As you can see over here, once price breaks out of the Asian range during London or New York, you wait for the retest. You don't chase the breakout candle, you let it come back to you. Then draw the Fibonacci tool on the breakout leg and wait for the price to pull back into the golden zone. Here's your exact entry. Enter at the 60% level. Place your stop loss just below the 80% level and target a minimum of 5R. One clean setup. A great risk-reward ratio defined before you ever click to the button. One setup per session, execute it cleanly and close the charts. And that last part, close the charts. That's the whole point of this game. That's everything I wished I would have back then when I was just a spectator of these markets. One clean trade based on the rule, and then you walk away and live your life. No staring, no chasing, no burning out on a 1 minute chart. This is what trading looks like when you finally stop watching everyone else and start running your own plan. And by the way, let me show you a couple of real life examples on the real charts about this strategy, because showing that in the presentation and showing actual charts is 2 different things. Okay folks, let's break down a couple of examples on the real charts.
This is EURUSD on the 15-minute time frame. To faster identify the first 4 hours of the Tokyo session, we use the sessions indicator and the settings you can see over here. Like here, we do have the London, New York, Tokyo, the style you want to just enter these times, whatever time zone you are, it will automatically adopt. So here, look, the vertical gray stripe is our Asian range. We draw our high, low over here, as you can see. The price is breaking out to the upside during the London session, and it's coming back to retest the Asian range during the New York session. We are entering at the 80%, and the price is giving us a 5-hour trade. Next, the next day, again, we're drawing the box around. We're having a breakout, and during the London session, the price is coming back to retest to our entry. It is retesting 60% retracement level, and as you can see over here, we're getting a beautiful 5-hour trade. We have the range, we have the breakout, the retest, the entry on the Fib levels, and guys, most importantly, not only the breakout should be during the London or New York session. I mean, the entry, the retest, your entry should be not before the London or New York sessions. So the best entries are going to be during the first 2 hours of those 2 sessions. It can be at the other times, but in any way. So, as you can see over here, we do have a couple of days where we don't have these setups. It's just because other setups are going to work out that I will mention at the end of this video. So here's another example. This is our Asian range. As you can see over here, we are having a beautiful breakout to the downside, and the retest is happening at the open, around the open of the New York session. And again, the price is giving us a beautiful 5-hour trade. This is another example on the GBP USD, guys. This is our Asian range. We're having the breakout, the retest during the New York session, entry at the 60% of the Asian range, and bam, as you can see, the price is giving us over 5-hour trade. Another one here, this is our Asian range. As you can see over here, the price is breaking to the downside and retesting during the London session. We are retesting the 60%, the stop loss goes at the 80%, and we are getting a 5-hour trade. By the way, guys, about the breakout, we just want one full body candle to break out, break down, or break up our Asian range, and one more candle to confirm the breakout. All of that on the 15-minute time frame, guys.
So let me bring it all the way home. I spent years as a spectator, watching other traders chasing their big wins, feeling like an imposter, buying every course except the one lesson that was sitting right in my own account the whole time. The day I stopped consuming and started reviewing my own trades, everything changed. I fixed how I took profits, I built a simple mechanical plan, and I became the profitable trader I only used to watch in the internet, in the videos, etc. So the ARB is that plan. Simple, rule-based, one trade a session, charts closed by mid-morning. But I know some of you want me to walk you through these hand in hand. The full setup, the sessions, indicators, the exact rules, live examples, and how to tailor it exactly for you. That's exactly what I put together in a free training for you. It's a first link in the description. Go watch it and I will see you inside. Stop watching other traders win. Go and win.